Hey all, I caused a rift in my own family and friend group, and I'm not sure if I'm in the wrong or not. When I was 10, my younger brother Gavin was diagnosed with autism. Our parents sat me down, told me what he had, and that it would be my job to take care of him after they died. I remember asking, what if I don't want to? But being told that I'm silly and that if I really loved him, I'd do it. Well, that shut down any and all argument from me. I should preface this by saying Gavin is easily the smartest person I've ever met. He's a whiz at math, and there were times I went to him for help with my math homework. He's also really kind and caring and is literally my cheerleader. When I was crowned homecoming queen my senior year of high school, he excitedly told everyone we met that his big sister was famous. That being said, he does need help with day-to-day functions. He probably won't work anything more than a menial job for the rest of his life, because he doesn't have the social skills needed to advance in a normal career, despite being so intelligent. He also needs a full-time caregiver, because despite being intelligent, he needs constant reminders to do various things from brushing his teeth to help clear the table. When he was younger, we had to keep him on a harness to keep him from walking into traffic. Sometimes his meltdowns get so severe that they can't get through to him, but for some reason, I can. If I had $1 for every time I had to talk him through a meltdown, I wouldn't need to work anymore. I didn't go to my dream school, but to the local university in town, because our parents' guilt tripped me into wanting to stay close by in case Gavin needed help. I also took a job in a nearby town that didn't pay as well because, again, they wanted my help with Gavin. I was told that I should want it, that it's what good siblings do for each other. I guess eventually I faked it until I made it. Well, my hard work has paid off. I recently got a promotion. It pays much better, and I can actually get my life off the ground. I excitedly called Gavin to tell him the good news. He was so thrilled and yelled at our parents to get on the phone. Our parents expressed their congratulations and asked me where the job was. I told them it was on the other side of the country. Then, as casually as you tell someone what's for dinner, Dad said, "Oh, that's great. Gavin can go with you and we can retire." I laughed it off, thinking he was kidding. Nope, he wasn't. Dad told me he was hitting retirement age and wanted to enjoy his life with Mom. "Besides, you promised you'd take care of him someday," he said. I don't know why, but I just snapped when I heard that. I exploded at them that I had given up so much and didn't have much of a childhood because I was too busy helping them take care of Gavin. I told them this was my chance to start my own life on my own terms, and while I loved them, I didn't want to be Gavin's caretaker for the rest of my life. We got into a vicious argument, and I finished it by saying, "He's your problem, not mine," and hung up. Not long afterwards, various family members and friends are blowing up my phone with calls and text messages, telling me I was in the wrong and that I should apologize. The worst is hearing Gavin calling and crying. He's confused and is afraid that I'm mad at him for telling our parents about my promotion. I told him that I'm not mad at him, that I'm mad at our parents for making me give up my life for him. But I don't think it's reassuring for him. Am I the a-hole here? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Your father's entitlement is infuriating. You are basically your parents' retirement plan, and that's not okay. Tell your parents you are willing to help them set your brother up with housing where he can get the care he needs. But that's it. You were parentified, and you deserve to live your life. Comment 2. Various family members and friends are blowing up my phone with calls and text messages, telling me I was in the wrong and that I should apologize. So you're gonna step up and be my brother's caretaker? No? Then shut up and mind your business. Not the idiot now, for the update. Hey all, thanks for the support on my last post. Things have escalated since then. After I hung up on my parents, I thought I'd have some peace. But no. The next day, my aunt showed up at my doorstep, uninvited. She started with the guilt trip, saying family sticks together no matter what. I tried to explain my side, but she wouldn't listen. She even had the nerve to suggest that I was being selfish for wanting to live my own life. Then, my best friend, who's always been like a sister to me, called. She was furious. Turns out my parents had twisted the story, making it seem like I was abandoning Gavin. She accused me of being heartless. I felt betrayed. I had to set the record straight, so I told her everything. how I'd sacrificed my dreams, and how our parents had promised to take care of Gavin. She was shocked. She apologized and said she'd help me talk to the rest of our friends to clear things up. But the real news dropped the following day. My parents had been hiding something from me. Gavin had been offered a spot in a program for adults with autism, a place where he could live semi-independently with support. They'd turned it down without telling us because they wanted to keep him at home. I was livid. They'd kept this opportunity from Gavin, all to hold on to their retirement plan. I confronted them over the phone. There was shouting, and I won't lie, some harsh words were exchanged. But in the end, I made it clear that they were robbing Gavin of his chance to grow. They finally admitted they were wrong to rely on me so heavily and to reject the program for Gavin. The aftermath was a mix of relief and tension. My parents agreed to reconsider the program for Gavin, and I started to help with the application process. It was a step forward, but the damage was done. Trust had been broken, and it would take time to rebuild. Then, just when I thought things were settling down, my boss called. The promotion I'd been offered? It was now or never. They needed an answer, and they needed me to move within the month. The pressure was on. I had to make a choice, and fast. I chose the job. It was my chance to finally live for myself. I told my parents, and there was a silence on the other end of the line that spoke volumes. But this time, I didn't back down. I reassured them that Gavin would be okay, that the program was a great opportunity for him. Gavin was upset at first, but I promised to visit, to call, to be there for him in every way I could, except physically. It took a while, but he understood. He even started to get excited about the program, about making new friends and learning new things. The day I left, it was bittersweet. Gavin hugged me tight and told me he was proud of me. My parents, well, they were civil, but I could tell they were still hurt. I drove away with a mix of guilt and freedom churning inside me. Now I'm settling into my new job, and Gavin is thriving in his program. We video chat every week, and he always has new stories to tell. My parents and I are slowly mending fences, but it's going to take time. Thanks for reading. My family secretly gave my sister $40,000 while I struggled. So I cut them off and watched as karma took the wheel. Hey everyone. To provide some context, let me share a bit of background. I, 35-year-old female, am the oldest of 4 siblings, with my middle sister Sally, 32-year-old female, and her twin brothers, both 20-year-old males. Money was always tight while we were growing up. To make ends meet, my dad worked 2-3 jobs a day, and my mom worked night shifts, leaving us with limited time with our parents during the week. Since my parents were busy working, I took on a significant role in raising my siblings and managing household chores from a young age. I started working at 16 years old, doing waitress jobs while also taking care of homework, household chores, and looking after our pets. My dad always appreciated my efforts, but my mom didn't show the same recognition. She often favored Sally, treating her as the golden child who could do no wrong. Despite this, Sally and I are close, although she lacks street smarts and understanding of the real world. Fast forward to the present. I worked hard throughout my 20s, alongside my husband, diligently saving money. Meanwhile, Sally and her husband faced frequent financial struggles. My mom would often ask me to lend money to Sally, and whenever we hung out, I ended up footing the bill for dinners and drinks. Despite being a lawyer and earning more than me, Sally struggled with debt due to her spending habits. When my husband and I bought our first home at 30 years old, Sally seemed envious, but never explicitly showed it. Last year, Sally and her husband surprised everyone by purchasing a new townhouse in a prestigious neighborhood. During her housewarming party, I overheard Sally's husband mentioning that they couldn't have bought the house without Sally's mom. Confused, I asked him, and he revealed that my mom had given them $40,000 as a deposit for the house. I was shocked, as my mom had never given me any money. I chose not to confront Sally or my mom immediately and discussed it with my husband instead. Months passed, and I finally brought up the issue with Sally during dinner. When her card got declined, I ended up paying the bill, and when she mentioned being broke, I snapped, questioning her expensive choice of restaurant when she couldn't afford it. In the heat of the argument, I blurted out that my mom had funded her new house. Sally tearfully admitted that it was a gift from Mom, sourced from her inheritance after our grandmother's death, with explicit instructions not to tell me and my brothers. I argued that it wasn't fair for Mom to give her such a substantial amount without considering her other children. Our argument continued all the way home, with Sally expressing remorse for not telling me, but insisting they needed the money to buy the house as they couldn't save enough on their own. Later that night, I confided in my dad, who urged me to apologize to Sally despite understanding my frustration. I plan to speak to Sally soon, as we are close, but I'm still too angry to confront my mom about the money. So Reddit, am I the idiot for yelling at my sister and making her cry? Edit. Hi everyone. Just wanted to say thanks for the replies and advice. It means a lot. My immediate action now is to stop giving my sister money. She already called asking if I would go see a band with her, but if I could grab the tickets and she will pay me back next week. I told her no, that I'm done spending my money on her. She took it pretty okay, was a little shocked but didn't press the issue. There are some big updates happening regarding the money and my brothers, but I want to wait till it's played out a little more before I update again. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. You know that your mother can give her money to whoever she wants to. Period. What you are really angry about is never having been recognized for your parent fiction, and now for being punished by missing out on a gift for doing well. If you are going to confront your mother, do it head on and let her know you have been underappreciated, so now will not step up and pay anymore. You will always ask for separate bills. You won't look after her when she ages. Good luck, and that you are done. Let her marinate in that. Not the idiot, but it is really not about the money. Comment 2. Not the idiot, but I'm confused as to why you need to apologize to the GC. The GC got caught in her tangled web of BS and you called her out on it. You are the one owed an apology, along with your brothers. On one hand, your mom can spend her money any way she wants, but they hid it from all of you, which is wrong. I would go no contact just to make them think about what they did and how it makes you feel. Whatever you do, don't apologize. That's BS. Now for the update. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around for this update. So after I decided to stop funding Sally's lifestyle, things took a turn. My brothers, who had been pretty quiet about the whole inheritance situation, suddenly got involved. Turns out they had known about the money Mom gave Sally all along. They confronted Mom about why they were left out, and that's when the bomb dropped. Mom had been keeping a secret account for years, just for Sally. She claimed it was because Sally needed more help. I was livid. Not just because of the secret account, but because my brothers were in on it too. They had been promised a cut if they kept quiet. I felt like a fool, the only one in the dark. But I kept my cool, didn't want to give them the satisfaction of seeing me lose it. Then, as if things couldn't get any messier, Sally's husband lost his job. And guess who they turned to for financial help? Me. Sally was all tears and apologies, saying they were about to lose the townhouse. I wanted to say no, but I couldn't stand the thought of them being homeless. So I loaned them the money, with the condition that they start paying me back in installments. Weeks went by, and not a single payment came through. When I asked Sally about it, she always had an excuse. Then, one day, I saw her post pictures on social media from a fancy restaurant. The same one where her card got declined that one time. It was like a slap in the face. I decided to do some digging and found out that Sally wasn't as broke as she claimed. She had been lying to me, using the money I loaned her for nights out and shopping sprees. I was beyond hurt. I had been manipulated by my own sister, someone I had always tried to protect and support. But the real kicker? My mom knew about it and had been covering for Sally the whole time. She even paid for a lawyer to help Sally's husband with his unemployment case, all while telling me they were struggling. I haven't confronted Sally or my mom yet. I'm still processing everything. It's like I don't even know my own family anymore. But one thing's for sure, I won't be played for a fool any longer. I'm done being the family ATM. Thanks for reading, everyone. I'll keep you posted on how things go from here. My stepdad pretended I was his girlfriend and cheated on my mom, so I exposed his lies and watched as his world crumbled. When I was 17 years old, my father died. When I was 9, my mom remarried to my stepdad, who is 50 years old. He has always been a great father figure to me, even to the point where I call him my dad at times. It has never been anything weird in his behavior towards me, and that is mostly why everything about this situation is freaking me out. So I was out with my stepdad helping him run some errands yesterday, and we decided to have lunch. While there, he met someone I suppose he hasn't seen since they were really young. They talked about high school, so I guess they haven't seen each other since then. While they were talking, I was just standing beside him when his friend said something along the lines of, "Never thought you would get such a pretty girlfriend," and gesturing towards me. I thought my stepdad would correct him, but instead he just put his arm around me and said, "I didn't think so either." I was kind of weirded out about this, but I didn't know how to bring it up with him. Later, when we were heading home, I just asked him. He told me that he was just joking and to let it go. When we got home, I went to my room and texted my mom about it because it felt weird what he did. She texted me back saying that she would talk with him, and I could hear them arguing downstairs. He later started texting me, berating me, telling me that it was a joke and that I ruined their relationship, that he hoped I was happy that I have now lost 2 dads in my lifetime over such an innocent thing. I don't know how it all could even escalate to this. My mom keeps telling me it is going to be fine and not to think about it. He left last night and is still not back. Was I the jerk for telling my mom about this? Edit, I don't think it was the pretty part he reacted to because when I asked him about it, I said, "Why didn't you tell your friend I wasn't your girlfriend?" And that is when he said that he was just joking and I should let it go. But I don't know, maybe I just misunderstood it all. I saw some people comment about this. Edit again. I am not trying to be mean. I am sorry if I am going to come across as it. But all the comments telling me that I am suggesting he is a creep and would be in the wrong for that, or that I am overreacting, I don't understand where you all are coming from. I mean, yes, I felt weirded out. But if anyone suggested that you were your dad's girlfriend and your dad went along with it, wouldn't you be? And I didn't text my mom to start anything. She asked if anything was on my mind because I usually don't spend that much time in my room. And since we have a very open relationship, I just told her, I didn't think it would escalate to this. Had I known, I would go back in time and just not send it. But I was unsure if me sending that text made me the jerk. I mean, I still kinda am, but kinda not. I feel I can jerk 1 minute and the next I don't. Edit, why would I tell my friend a pretty young girl isn't my girlfriend if he was the one to think so first? Is it that wrong of me to want to feel young and desirable again? She could have corrected him if she didn't want to be seen as my date, but she didn't. That, among other stuff, is stuff he said during their argument, according to my mom. She did not want to tell me anything about what was said at first. Now I know. Well, I don't know what to say. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. The friend may have joked, a child toucher one at that, but not correcting him is really gross. Like he wants his friend to think he, a 50-year-old male, has a teenage girlfriend. You did the right thing telling your mom. Moms are supposed to protect you and she sounds like a great one, not the idiot. Comment 2. Not the idiot. What your stepdad did was weird. What his friend did was weird. If your mother and stepdad break up, it will not be your fault. It was rather nasty of your stepdad to say that you lost 2 dads in your lifetime. You may have dodged a bullet. Now, for the update. Thanks for sticking around. A lot has happened since my last post. After the whole mess with my stepdad, things seemed to calm down for a bit. My mom and he made up and he moved back in. I thought maybe we could all move past it. But then, my mom found some texts on his phone. They were from his high school friend, the same one who thought I was his girlfriend. The texts were flirty, and it turns out they've been seeing each other behind my mom's back. My mom was devastated, and I was furious. How could he do this to us? My mom confronted him, and there was a huge fight. I could hear them yelling from my room. He tried to say it was nothing, just some harmless fun, but my mom wasn't having it. She kicked him out again, and this time it seemed like it was for good. I felt a mix of relief and anger. Relief that my mom stood up for herself, but anger that he could betray us like that. But then, a few days later, my mom told me she was pregnant. It was a shock. We hadn't even considered that possibility. She was scared, and I didn't know how to feel. Should I be happy about a new sibling? Or worried about how we'd manage without my stepdad's income? My mom decided to keep the baby, and I promised to help her however I could. Things were tough, but we were managing. That is, until my stepdad showed up again, begging for forgiveness. He said he'd made a mistake, that he wanted to be there for the baby, for us. My mom took him back. I couldn't believe it. After everything, she still loved him. I was resentful, but she seemed happier, and I guess that's what mattered. Then the baby came early. It was a tough delivery, but my mom and the baby were okay. My stepdad was there the whole time, and he seemed genuinely happy and remorseful. I wanted to hate him, but seeing him with my little brother, it was hard to stay angry. Life settled into a new routine. My stepdad was trying to make amends, working extra hours to support us. My mom was busy with the baby, and I was helping out as much as I could. It wasn't perfect, but it was our life. But then, the other shoe dropped. My stepdad's high school friend showed up claiming the baby was his. It was like a bad soap opera. My mom was heartbroken, and my stepdad was denying everything. They did a paternity test, and the results were inconclusive. It didn't matter, though, the damage was done. My mom couldn't look at my stepdad the same way, and I was caught in the middle, trying to keep our family together. In the end, my stepdad moved out for good. My mom was a single mom again, and I was trying to be the man of the house. It was hard, but we were getting by. I still see my stepdad sometimes. He comes to visit my brother. I don't know if I'll ever forgive him, but I can't hate him either. He's still a part of our lives, whether I like it or not. Thanks for reading. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day!